the center is going to give them a little double team here. Togiai, he's an ox. And you mentioned it, 40 reps on the bench. That's basically what he's doing here.
What's up, Browns fans? Nathan Zegura here with another edition of the Browns Breakdowns, where we go into the film room to take a look at the Browns 2021 rookie class. And today we're going to look at defensive tackle and fourth-round pick Tommy Togiai out of the Ohio State University. And joining me, as always, is one of the best in the business, nay, the best in the business, draft analyst from The Athletic, Dane Brugler, senior draft analyst. And Dane, Tommy Togiai is a guy that many people think, had he stayed in college another year, might have been a day one or early day two pick. The Browns, as you've talked about, sought out value. They get him with their second of the two fourth-round picks. And this guy's game, all about power and a devastatingly quick first step.
6'1.5", 296 pounds. I mean, you said it. For a guy that's under 300 pounds, the power that he shows is really, really unique. And I think one of the things we really like about him is the effort as well. I mean, if he's on the field, he is going full speed all the time. The motor doesn't quit. And really, that's going to take us into our first clip here, because we're going to see right off the bat here against Penn State, effort and power on this play. You can see Togiai, he's lined up on the inside shade of the left guard there, number 73.
But Jim finds another avenue and travels 30 yards to a touchdown.
And he's going to attack him right out of the gate. He's going to start throwing haymakers. And he's watched the power without sacrificing his gap. He's not getting out of position. Look at the power right off the bat. Haymaker, boom, 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 heavy hands. He's working both shoulders of the guard, and that's going to get the guard off balance. You see him, he's falling over, and Togiai is able to swim over top him, attack that inside gap. And this is a 3rd and 9 play. So watch the quarterback. He knows, okay, I might be able to get a first down here, scramble for 9 yards. Togiai, he's not having any of that. Chase to the sideline, 300 pounds. He ran a 4.98 40-yard dash. So he's got a little speed to him with this pursuit play. If you see any defensive tackle making a play at the sideline, you know the motor was cranked for that play. So Penn State, they had very little answers for Togiai's power, but also his effort.
Yeah, and you love to see that finish the play. It's something we talked about on the offensive side with James Hudson, and now we're seeing that with Tommy Togiai finishing. And folks, this guy had 40 reps at 225 pounds. So you want to talk about power and strength. He's got it in spades. The former Gatorade Player of the Year, Mr. Idaho in football. First ever guy from Idaho to the Ohio State University, Dane. So that's a nice little feather in his cap, but you see the effort there to chase it down and finish the play. But he's got some pass moves as well because of not only the power, but that devastatingly quick first step, as we'll see here in the next clip.
That's right. And let's stay with Penn State here with this next clip. And again, Togiai doing his damage against the left guard. We can see on this play that they're going to give him a little bit of help. The center is going to give them a little double team here. Togiai, he's an ox. I mean, just look at him. He's focusing his leverage, his power on the guard, and he's able to get him in reverse. The center's trying to help out, but he cannot move Togiai from his path. If we go back there, there's some push-pull action there. Watch how Togiai is able to use his own momentum to shed, split the double, and then dive at the quarterback, get him on the ground. Now, I wouldn't call Togiai necessarily a polished pass rusher at this point, but he's so strong that watch him work through the numbers. I mean, he is able to create that movement. And you mentioned it, 40 reps on the bench. That's basically what he's doing here. He is bench pressing the left guard into the backfield, creating that knockback. And just as the left guard, he's just trying to recover. The left guard is trying to recover here. He knows he's overmatched. The center's not able to help. Split the double, arrive at the quarterback. It's a sack and a really big play for the defensive tackle.
What I find fascinating about this play is when you watch it, you're right, he basically bench presses and manhandles the left guard, but the center, when he comes over, he tries to push Togiai, and Togiai is so stout that it's actually a recoil off of that push because Togiai doesn't move that creates that separation. If you watch the center, he ends up going backwards after trying to push Togiai forward because Togiai's like not having it, and that gives him that little crease to slide through and get the big sack. I mean, that means that he's got leverage, he's low to the ground, his weight is low, and he's going to be tough to move. And Dane, as we talk about Tommy Togiai transitioning to the next level, is this a guy that you see the strength? So you know he's going to be stout at the point of attack, be able to stand things up. Also, one gap penetrator, we've seen that so far in this film. How do you see him kind of coming in and fitting in with the Browns early on?
Yeah, I think he's going to be inside as more of that one technique. He's going to be a guy that's going to be stout versus the run. That's really what is going to be his bread and butter. And then when he's given those opportunities to be that one gap penetrator, use that initial quickness. And it's not just power. It's not just quickness. He's a smart player. He understands blocking schemes. He understands what the offense is trying to do. And he's quick to read, something that we're going to see here in these next two clips.
Absolutely, and we're going to talk about that motor again, the desire to finish the play, and you're going to see that from Togiai here lined up over the center.
Yeah, head up over the nose. He's playing, or head up over the center, playing that nose tackle position. And really, the center does a nice job here because he matches Togiai's power with power. And so Togiai is not able to get that penetration, but that's okay. He doesn't shut it down. Give Togiai credit here. He has the backfield vision where he's tracking the quarterback the entire way. He's able to locate the ball. And again, the quarterback, it's 3rd and 10. He's looking to create with his legs. And it's easy for the quarterback to kind of get lost and kind of leak out and pick up positive yardage. Togiai does not let that happen. He's able to plug up any of those leaks. You see the motor. It keeps going. And then the effort closing at the quarterback here in the finish. So a really nice job here. He's not able to get that penetration like we saw in the first two plays, but he doesn't shut it down. He continues to look for the football and plug some of those leaks that are, keep the quarterback, keep that contained, keep the quarterback for scrambling for a possible first down.
I think you talked about his football intelligence, and on this play, it's on display because his job was to go left to create the lane for the blitzer. And once he saw that was picked up, that's where the guy's going to be able to escape, and he actually kind of pivots his whole body back around because initially, his chest is facing the right sideline at that moment, and he says, wait a second, if he's getting out of there, it's probably going to be behind me. I got to get back over, sees the football, and comes in and makes the play. I think that shows just a great understanding of the game itself.
And also gap integrity, because he understands what his assignment is, what his job is. He's allowing Pete Werner, the linebacker, to rush through that A gap there. But he also replaces himself. After the linebacker makes it through, he replaces, goes back to the A gap, and is able to be in position to make a play. So you're right. Gap discipline, the awareness to understand what is happening within the scheme of what the defense is trying to do, and then what the offense is trying to do to react. So a really smart play here by the defensive tackle.
And while we're showing a lot of his impact in the pass game, you mentioned early on, it's probably going to come early in his career with the Browns in the run game. And this one against Clemson coming up next, he just completely busts a play up.
Yeah, this is in the playoff semifinal against Clemson. And this was the game where Togiai he flexed his muscles. I mean, he was the MVP of Ohio State's defense here. Against the run, against the pass, it didn't matter. He was unstoppable. And on this play, he's lined up over the A gap in between the left guard and the center. He's really quick to read. We talked about the intelligence. He's really quick to read the pulling center. And he knows he's able to attack that void on the offensive line. Watch him get through here, that initial quickness. The center's trying to pull. He's a little late, but watch Togiai. He's so quick that the left guard can't reach him because he's so quick through the line of scrimmage. And then Trevor Lawrence, he's in no man's land. He's not sure what to do there because Togiai blew it up from the start. So he's able to finish, but it was that early disruption that really caused the play to go nowhere from the start.
Yeah, it looks like that was a design, kind of be the fake Etienne out of the wing and then have Lawrence run it back kind of in a quarterback counter, right?
Right,
with the pulling action, and Togiai blows it up, and that's it. that play is done. It's that penetration. And look, when you have that kind of strength, Dane, no matter what at the collegiate level or at the pro level, if you can collapse the pocket, if you can push a center back or you can get that penetration, that disrupts any kind of play, whether it's a pass, whether it's a run, and that's the quickest path to the quarterback and into the backfield.
That's it. So much we, connect disruption with quickness. Aaron Donald or the guys that are so quick off the ball. And Togiai is quick off the ball, like you can see in this clip. But it's the power. That's what makes him so disruptive because, and it's not just his hands, it's the core strength. It's his ability to use his leverage. So not only is he a powerful human being, but his understanding of the biomechanics of how to use his body to his advantage and be disruptive to use that against blockers. So there's a lot going for Togiai. Just a 3-year junior, came out early, so he has yet to play his best football. Still a young player, still growing. In the 4th round, you'd love to see the value there.
Yeah, he seems like he has good balance, and I think that's what you're talking about with the ability to use his body, but he never really seems to get knocked off of his, ability to have his legs in the ground, those roots, and be powerful.
That's it. He stays on his path and he understands what the blocking scheme is. He understands what the offense is trying to do. So he's able to adjust his body to account for that. And so he can take on those doubles. He can win with leverage within the gap. And so it's just a smart player who really just a 1-year starter, really came along this year, was the MVP of the Ohio State defense. And he's going to get better and better with more pro coaching.
It is very exciting for the Browns to have somebody with that kind of talent in the middle of this defensive line with the time to be groomed. You've got Andrew Billings, you've got Malik Jackson. You think about the future, perhaps it's Togiai and Jordan Elliott right there in the middle of the field for the Browns in the future, which would be a lot of fun to see. Two guys, powerful, quick, and the ability to not only play the run, but get after the quarterback. As we continue our Browns breakdown series, next up will be Tony Fields, the tackling machine out of West Virginia. For Dane Brugler, I'm Nathan Zegura saying thanks for watching another edition of the Browns Breakdown.